Hi, I'm Captain Alex Rust, and this is the route I took on my circumnavigation of the Earth. I started with my first boat in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. From there, we sailed through the Bahamas, down to the Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, through the Virgin Islands, down the Lesser Antilles to Trinidad, across Venezuela, over to Curacao, where I sold my first boat. After that, I found the boat that I would sail around the world, Bubbles, in the island of Tortola, in the British Virgin Islands. We sailed west from there to Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, over to Colombia, through the Panama Canal, and over to the Galapagos Islands. Nice trade winds right like that, all the way through. They're blowing right there. Perfect broad reach all the way across. From the Galapagos, we sailed 20 days and 20 nights, eventually reaching the Marquesas Islands of French Polynesia. Onward to Tahiti and Bora Bora and the Cook Atolls, Niue, and the Kingdom of Tonga, before arriving in the island of Fiji. From Fiji, we sailed up the Vanuatu chain, through the Solomon Islands, and then to Papua New Guinea. From Papua New Guinea, we sailed up to Palau, through the Philippines Islands, across the top of Borneo to Singapore, up to Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and across the Indian Ocean, eventually reaching the small island of Rodriguez in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean's not so friendly, and almost everyone who crossed this ocean had horror stories about how it treated them. We had friends kidnapped right here and held hostage in Somalia. From there we sailed to Mauritius and Reunion, and on to Madagascar. Around the top of Madagascar, to the Comores, and then on to Mozambique on the African continent. From there we sailed down to South Africa, to the Cape of Good Hope in Cape Town, up the African coast to Namibia, across the South Atlantic to St. Helena. Just beautiful weather, you know, real nice and easy. All the way through this was real good weather. We had, this was the crossing where we just play a lot of chess, read a lot of books, just hang out. Before sailing another 8 days and nights, reaching the island of Ascension in the middle of the Atlantic. Another 10 days and nights of open ocean. We arrived at Fernando de Noronha off the coast of Brazil. From there we arrived in mainland South America. We had a little bit of nasty weather when we started to get here, and then this can get a little squally along this coastline. From there we sailed to Belém, up the Amazon River, back out the Amazon, onto French Guiana, Suriname, Guiana, before sailing on to Barbados, back in the Caribbean. Going up the Lesser Antilles chain, we eventually came to Sint Maarten, and finally making our completion of the lap of the world back to Tortola, where we started. Hi, I'm Captain Alex Rust, and I just sailed around the world.